Good morning, Ms.
Good
Munoz. How are you
morning.
doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Thank you for coming in. In front of you, you have a copy of the interview questions so that you can follow along. And we're going to get started with number one. How would you use student data, such as district assessments, STAR data, to support teachers and improve instruction across a campus?
Yes, well, I highly believe that student data is very important, and especially when it comes to district assessments and STAR. So, what I'd like to focus on is data-driven instruction. I'd like to ensure that we look at the data, analyze it, and then focus on that to determine what we will be doing. With those students, just to help them with TEKS masteries and standard masteries, and work our way that way. Now, if there's not much needed, then we can do a guided discourse, but if we see that most of the students, 50% or below, need assistance, then we'll definitely tackle that by reteaching.
All right, thank you. What strategies will you use to support emerging bilingual students and ensure they are successful academically and linguistically?
Yes, well, I think that as a principal, I'd like to support students with a program that is called Summit K-12, and that program helps students be very knowledgeable, and it incorporates just everything in English, and I'd like to use that program to help these students master their second language and acquire the second language. Also, we'd have bilingual teachers that are certified to ensure that they're getting Tier 1 instruction in both languages and they're moving up with both languages. As far as that's how we would do it academically and linguistically. That's how we'd support, and that's just one of our strategies. So a program they could use, but also small group instruction, individualized instruction to ensure that students are very well prepared and each student is getting the instruction that they need.
Thank you. How would you build a positive and supportive culture for both students and staff?
So yes, that is a tough question, but I do believe that I would take a collaborative approach. So I would not want to just do this on my own. I know that I, have people under me or with me just to help me. So I definitely use my administrative team. So my assistant principals, I'd incorporate my counselor in this, and also just my instructional team and my leadership team. I know that they all have, just brains that can help me, and we could all collaborate. And I'd like to incorporate family into a campus because it is our home away from home. I want to make sure that I'm always positive and supportive. I want to be seen throughout the campus, and I want that culture to just be where everyone feels comfortable, feels like they're in a family. And so that's what I would like. A collaborative approach is the way I go about this building a positive and supportive culture for both students and staff. With students, I'd like to just be friendly, probably come into their classrooms occasionally just to say hello, and just so that they can see me in the building, know who I am, and know that they can come and feel comfortable. Even with morning announcements, students knowing, that who I am, what I'm about, what our school is about is a great way so that we all collaborate and approach this.
Thank you. If student performance data shows your campus is not meeting expectations, what steps would you take to address it?
Okay, so to begin with, I highly and strongly believe in DDI, which is our data-driven instruction. I'd also incorporate things like intervention programs such as RTI, small group instruction. I'd also have my instructional coaches, depending on what subject they are and what grade levels they are, I'd have them go in and assist anyone that's needing the assistance, and probably when they're planning with our PLC planning, we'll ensure that everyone is on the same page. That way we can use that data to drive our instruction.
Thank you. How would you support and coach teachers to improve instruction, especially those who may be struggling?
Okay, so for this question particularly, I do believe in like a buddy system or a mentor system. So I'd like to assign every new teacher a mentor. So that way they can have support in that grade level. It may not be their first year it could be their first year, or they may be struggling. So I'd find someone in their same subject that is a stronger teacher or a strong teacher, let's say that, or maybe just experienced, and I'd have them guide them through. So they'd meet with them as needed, but for sure weekly, and then we'll use our main mentor that we have on campus to meet with all mentors monthly. That way they can see what they're needing, how they can support them, if they need to provide them with resources, or just, simple things like how do you input grades, or how do you deal with classroom management, or how do you deal with poor behavior. I believe that assisting them with a mentor would very much help them and guide them. But also I'll have my instructional coaches possibly do some coaching cycles in there and go in possibly 3 times a week just to help them and guide them, and then kind of do the weeding off depending on how much or how little they're needing them.
Okay.
The gradual release method, sorry, I couldn't think of that.
Perfect. Okay. What ideas do you have for increasing family engagement, especially in a community with diverse needs?
Yes, so I've seen that throughout my entire educational career. We are a Title I campus, and so the way I would tackle this is I would open our school doors for the community. So I'd have different activities after school where I'd have parents come in with their students, maybe for like an academic fair or some kind of health and science fair, just so parents can come in, can get an opportunity to see the campus, but as well just to see what students are working on. For example, if we have a GT night, those parents will get to come in and see what their students have been working on. Also, maybe every 9 weeks there can be a parent conference where parents come in and just talk to their students. We get to know the classroom, maybe do a little bit of a scavenger hunt around the school just so they can be familiar, comfortable. And research does show that when you are involved in your child's education, students are academically more successful. So that's one thing that I would love to incorporate on campus as a new principal.
Perfect. Tell us about a time you had to make a difficult decision. How did you handle it and communicate with others?
Yes, well, there were a few times, as an instructional coach that I've been previously, where teachers have been a little bit difficult to assist, or they're uncoachable, if you will. But I did notice that once you let them feel comfortable and at ease, and let them know that you're just there to help, their guard and their walls do come down and they feel a little bit more comfortable. So I noticed that with communication and just the right support and letting them know that you're not there for anything but the students, and when you find that that's the common ground, they tend to come to you and do the best they can. So it was a difficult situation, but I was able to handle it well by just showing them that I'm there to help.
What would be your focus during the first 90 days as a principal? This is your last question.
Wow, that's a big, hefty question, but to begin, I would like to incorporate a culture and a climate where staff feels just comfortable and at home. Again, this is a home away from home, so we want to have positivity across the board. I want them to know that this is an open door policy. They can come and ask me what they need and come feel comfortable when they need or have any questions. I'd also like to have different professional development available for staff, just for the certain things that they're needing. So if I see an area for classroom management for some, then that's the professional development I'd like them to have. So whether it be something the district provides, or whether I find something on a website where we can send them, if the funds allow, then we'll do that as well. I want to be very visible throughout the campus. So I want to ensure that I'm always seen. That way people know that they're comfortable, and the school culture and climate, I think, is where I would start and ensure that that is covered. I want to provide as well teacher support. So if they're feeling like they're not being supported in whatever way, I would like to know what it is that I could do. So I could potentially have a Google form that they could fill out, just so I can know. I believe in individualized methods as well. So same thing as what teachers would do with students, I would have them, I would do the same with my staff. So I think that that is the way I'd tackle my first 90 days as a principal.
Awesome. Alrighty, well, thank you so much. That is all of the questions that we have.
Thank you. I really appreciate you giving me this opportunity, and I look forward to hearing back from you.
Yes, of course.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Bye-bye.